Hello friends, welcome to Top of the Stack MTG. I want to talk a little bit about deck construction advice. Of course, the most important thing is that you have fun playing Magic. If you're already just having a blast and you have a deck that has 200 cards and your buddy has a deck that has 300 cards and you guys just sit down and battle it out and you have a blast, that's great. Keep doing it. But if you find yourself getting frustrated or wondering why you're not consistently competing as well as you would like to, then hopefully this advice can help you a little bit. It's only 3 points, 3 big main points. Number 1 is make sure that you only have 60 cards in your deck. This is really important because there are specific cards that each deck needs in order to do what it was built to do. And if you lessen the chances of getting those cards, your deck will not do what it's supposed to do. Straight up. For instance, if you're playing a mill deck, Sphinx's Tutelage in Frontier is mandatory for a mill deck. You have to have it. And you have to use it effectively to even make the deck do well, honestly. So the longer it takes you to get Sphinx's Tutelage, the less chance there is that you're going to win. So if you're playing with a 100-card deck with 1 Sphinx's Tutelage in it, your mill deck is just not going to consistently perform well. Get it down to 60. And that way, your chances of drawing the Sphinx's Tutelage are much higher. Now, also along this vein is point number 2. 4 of each type of card. This is important. This is big. The average deck will have 60 cards and probably 24 lands. That means actually 36 spells and 24 lands. So you've only got 36. And if you take 4 of each, that's 9 cards. A Magic deck can be made from 9 cards. And if you really think about what 9 cards you take and how they work together, how they enhance each other, you can really make something that is very consistent and very effective. Don't try to think about what 70 cards am I going to use. Think about what 9 cards you're going to use. Now, of course, this isn't a hard, fast rule. Only 9 cards or you're going to lose. That's not true at all. Same thing with the 60 cards, really. Although 60 cards is very consistent. A lot of people use 60 cards. But every once in a while, somebody's going to use 2 copies. I mean, what if you have a legendary creature? You don't necessarily want to stuff 4 of them in your deck and then get stuck with 1 in your hand and 1 on the table, because you'll give yourself card disadvantage, you know? So there are times when 4 isn't the best option, but if you start thinking to yourself of picking 9 cards that work together instead of 50 cards that work together, you're going to make your life a lot easier, and you're going to make your decks a lot more competitive. So try to get 4 copies of each, just for consistency's sake. And in fact, a lot of professional players who do the promotional tour, they agree that consistency is the key to winning a promotional tour. If your deck performs differently sometimes, then you're going to lose sometimes. You want it to perform the same every single time. And that's why tutoring, looking for a card out of your library and putting it in your hand, is such an amazing power, or directly on the battlefield. It's why card draw is so amazing. Any of the scrying is an incredible power. Even though it seems so simple, it's important, it's big, because it gives you consistency. And blue, quite honestly, is one of the most popular colors for Magic, specifically because it does those kinds of things. It makes consistent decks. And the third point about making a competitive deck is your mana curve. You have to think about your mana curve. In a normal deck of cards, 52 cards, the best card in the deck, generally, depending upon what game you're playing, is the ace. If you get the ace, you're doing very well. You're probably going to win, in fact. Getting the ace is great. Getting 2 aces is amazing, right? Magic, the Gathering, is a little bit different because every turn your ace changes. And the reason it changes is because you need to pay for it. You need to tap mana to get that card. If your ace costs 6 mana and you can't do anything until you get 6 mana, you're going to lose every time. You need an ace for 1 mana. You need an ace for 2 mana. You need an ace for 3 mana. Every turn you want to do the coolest thing you could possibly do. For instance, if you're playing a burn deck, on turn 1 you want to get that Monastery Swiftspear. You want it. And of course you want mana to be able to play it. Turn 2, you probably want to get Lightning Strike, so you can burn them or destroy the creature that they played and swing in with that Monastery Swiftspear again. Turn 3, maybe Exquisite Firecraft. Burn them, get in for even more damage with that Swiftspear. Your mana curve is incredibly important. Make sure you consider it when you're putting your deck together so that you can draw an ace every turn and play an ace every turn. Good. I hope this helps you out. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Thank you to all of my subscribers and have a great day.